I can't even say what you're cooking today. So what's on the menu?
Bouillabaisse.
Bolognese, correct?
No.
Bouillabaisse.
Bouillabaisse.
And we have got these things.
New Bedford scallops. They're delicious.
I'm picking one up. Look at the size of this thing. It's humongous. It's almost cooked. Hey, listen, Paul Wade is here.
Gigantic.
And tell us the restaurant you're from. You're out in Little Compton.
Well, Stonehouse, which is a beautiful luxury inn out in Little Compton, Rhode Island, is a kind of point. And we have two restaurants. We have Pietro Restaurant, and then we have 1854, which is the old tap room. And the tap room is booming this time of year. And we're here today to make some bouillabaisse.
Fantastic. Listen, you got a lot of ingredients. Quickly, if we can go through them.
Sure do. I have these. I have some shallots, some teardrop tomatoes, a little Reggiano Parmigiano cheese
that's the best.
for the end.
That's my favorite
a
cheese.
little bit of garlic and roasted garlic. That's what we smell over the studio this morning. I have a little bit of Vermont creamery butter, some parsley, saffron, smoked paprika, a couple of herbs, some celery salt, some more thyme, and then I have all of my shellfish, and we're going to put it all together in the pot. We're going to stew it up and make a wonderful bouillabaisse.
Oh, Paul, you're bringing tears to my eyes. This is killing me.
This will be breakfast today.
Oh, you better believe it.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we're going to start cooking this in our next segment. That work for you?
That sounds great.
All right, listen, we appreciate it. We'll be back in a minute. Back to you guys.
That is what I was thinking of. Hey, good morning, Courtney. Well, we're just making we're just feeding a small army in here. We'll talk about this in a minute, but first of all, tell me a little bit about the restaurant, because you guys just underwent a huge multi-million-dollar renovation.
A massive renovation.
And there's a spa there, right?
There's a spa with 8 treatment rooms, 4 treatment rooms actually, but and then a menu with about 300 different treatments available.
Wow, and what's on the menu at the restaurant?
The restaurant, well, we have 2 restaurants. We have Pietro, which is actually closed for the winter season, but it's open throughout the summer, starting in probably May this year. We'll open it back up, and that's kind of a New England Italian al fresco style of cooking. And right now we have 1854, which is the old tap room, is currently open for dinner every day except for Mondays and Tuesdays, and we're doing kind of a New England gastropub type cuisine. That's think Gramercy Tavern type of food is what comes to mind. Very fun, very exciting, staying busy, staying full.
And we're looking at some of the video right here. Yeah, it's a great time to come in and have a meal at the Stonehouse, particularly because it's so rich in history, isn't it?
It certainly is. 150 years old. It was a private residence. It was knocked over in the 30s by a hurricane and has been rebuilt. The cupola has been restored.
The cupola.
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, I've seen the pictures of it. I've seen your website online, and I am dying to go over there and take a peek for myself. You should do the same thing too. And in just a moment, we're going to give you a little sampling of what's on the menu. The ingredients are on foxprovidence.com. But for now, throw it back over to you guys. Welcome back to the Road Show. This morning in the kitchen, you can hear it already. We've got a bouillabaisse. Matt, how do you say it?
Bouillabaisse.
Bouillabaisse.
That's how you say it.
Yeah, bouillabaisse.
What is a bouillabaisse?
A bouillabaisse is essentially a clear seafood stew.
Okay, does it go
now,
over?
Now, if I added like a red sauce to it, or lots and lots of pureed tomatoes, and made a red zuba de pêche, so to speak, it would also be called a cioppino.
Okay.
Which would be kind of a Italian-inspired seafood stew. So,
rather
but in
than
this case,
what
we're
is
doing
bouillabaisse French?
Bouillabaisse would be a French-inspired dish.
And not to be confused with bolognese.
Right.
Bolognese, totally different thing.
Okay,
you could make a bolognase out of this, but the shells, not so much.
They'll get in the way.
Yes,
So what are we going to do? Because we've already sauteed the scallops.
We've sauteed some scallops. These are beautiful, big old honkin' New Bedford scallops.
Yeah.
Look at those.
Yeah.
Because they just make them that way out here. And then I added some little neck clams.
Okay.
And
garlic.
A little bit of garlic and some shallots. And I'm probably going to add a little bit more.
Now, are the juices coming from the seafood?
Those are coming from the scallops and the clams, yes.
Love that.
So I have some slivered garlic.
Nice.
I'll add more because I always like more.
Oh, that just
And
hit
then I
me.
also added
nice.
some shallots. You can also use yellow onions at home if you want.
Okay. Same flavor, or?
I think that the shallots are a little bit sweeter.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're a great substitute.
So what are we going to do?
Interchangeable. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some. I have some wonderful prawns.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, big old giant prawns.
Why do you say prawns and not shrimp?
Yeah.
Interchangeable.
It's like
it's
like
fancier.
saying vase instead of
Yep,
vase.
exactly.
He's a fancy chef.
And then we want to add the mussels into them.
Okay.
Beautiful mussels
right,
over here.
Some mussels for you right here.
Go ahead, dump them in.
Throw them right in?
Throw them in. Oh, yep, that's it. That's it.
This guy's hanging on.
This is a lot going on.
Yeah,
Get the sand and the scallops.
Yeah.
You know, like, I hate that. That's my biggest pet peeve. There's sand. You get a nice scallop, you go to a nice restaurant, and then you bite in and there's sand. How do you make sure?
Sometimes happen just because of the
Well,
nature of the...
you mean in the clams?
No, in the scallop.
In the scallop itself, well, the scallop itself has a little muscle attached that attaches it to the shell, and then there's a little connector or a little vein that runs around it. If you pull all that off and literally unwrap that membrane off the scallop before you saute it, then you should be relatively
There's
sand-free.
nothing worse than a rock in the tooth.
Right.
But yeah, that's for sure.
How long does this need to cook altogether?
This probably needs to cook about 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay.
And so we have the mussels in there, and as you'll notice, I put the clams in first, and the idea is that the clams will take longer to cook than the mussels will.
Gotcha.
So I want the clams to pop or crack before I add the shrimp.
What's happening next?
The mussels. This is calamari. Go ahead and throw it in.
Is that going in?
Yeah. So exactly. We're timed it based on cooking time. So this will take the shortest amount of time to cook.
Okay.
And then we have a big old monster stew going on here.
Your arm must be so tight. Yeah. Seriously.
And then we need to make garlic bread to go with it.
All
and
right.
we're also going to deglaze this with, I have a little bit of white wine.
Okay, very nice.
So we'll put some of that in there to make it stewy.
Nothing wrong with some wine, right?
Right.
I'm telling you.
We drink early here, Matt. Just so
Yeah, I know. I made
this.
a lot of jokes about liquor on 92 Pro FM, so
Right.
I'm going to keep it calm. today.
And this is clam juice.
Clam juice, okay.
Yeah, a little clam juice.
Now, are we going to put Matt to work making this garlic bread?
Oh, absolutely.
What can I do?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Bring it to me.
Well, I have some wonderful Reggiano Parmesan over here, but first let me add these tomatoes.
I thought
That's
this was
Reggiano.
lard. Okay, I'm glad that's cheese. That's awesome.
Oh, that would be so nasty.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean,
Some grape tomatoes, right?
That's correct. Yeah, these Addison grape tomatoes, we're going to let this stew together. As you can see, the shrimp's already turning
Yeah.
nice and pink.
And
give
the
this a good
mussels are
stir.
already opening, which is
Mussels are already opening, so we want to give this a stir and keep it stirring so all the heat distributes evenly. And we're probably looking at about 3 minutes out.
Okay.
So this portion size is for like 2 or 3 people, right?
This is probably 2 or 3.
This is, small
1 or
dinner.
2. And we always have little chopped parsley.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Oh, not the festive Christmas color. Gosh, look at that. Holidays are coming.
Yeah,
It's a
look at
holiday
that.
stew.
Merry Christmas.
Wondering what to do for
Style.
the friends and family when they come over this holidays?
Now
Well, here it is.
We only have about 30 seconds left, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this plate over here. And I know we have the ingredients and,
Where's the cheese?
for everything at foxprovidence.com, but basically you just have a little bit of bread, and I know Matt's going to put
Absolutely.
a little Reggiano
So-
Parmesan.
Can never have enough.
What I would do is...
Look at that. Oh, that looks heavenly.
Thank you.
You love your own food. I love that.
He
And
better.
then
a little
throw that on top?
crostini on top, and that's it.
And there's your finished product.
Well, I
Look at
tell you
that,
what,
huh?
I'm going to go ahead and dig into this. And I have to tell you, there's nothing like a great seafood stew on a day where it's cold and rainy
Right?
outside.
There's
I'm telling you.
This is really, Michelle, I think this is going to be the highlight of my day today. Oh, it's delicious.
We have to eat all this before I go.
We'll do.
I'm going to
Don't
do it
worry.
right now. No
Michelle, you
joke.
got to get in here in a
I
little
want
bit
more
because,
cheese.
There it is, more
we have a
cheese.
lot of food in here in the kitchen this morning.
Yeah, I have some good
Oh, yeah.
news for you too, Lily. While it's raining this morning, it's